Hello and welcome to this BB Education cutting tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be taking you through an A-line bob where we adapt the shape to have both a graduated feel, tapering lower into the neck, pushing the length forward, but also having a layered feel. So we choose a suitable length that will be easy to connect into the front. We begin by cutting a one length shape. Similar to cutting any bob shape, you have to be very consistent with looking at the effects your line is going to have on the hairline. Going too short could mean we remove too much hair and allow the hairline to become too dominant. We're going to repeat the process on the final sections. Once we complete our line, we're going to take roughly an inch section working in from the outside of the hairline and section this hair away. We repeat this on both sides. These sections are to ensure that we retain some of the thickness in the length travelling forwards as the hairline decreases at the centre back, working forward to behind the ear. So essentially these sections are working from the mastodoid to behind the ear. Be mindful of the dip of your fingers, as if your fingers dip too low, you may be decreasing a lot of the density out of the length or the line and increasing the weight at the top of your section. Here, we're taking section 2 and we'll be over directing section 2 onto the base of section 1. Once complete, we'll take section 3 and repeat the process of working back to the previous section. This ensures there is a slow and consistent increase in the length travelling to the mastodoid process, giving us a graduated feel to our shape. Once complete, we can wrap dry and control this section. We dry this section due to the complexity of our mapping process. If we cut the whole haircut without taking into consideration finishing this part, it'd be very difficult to find the same sections again. So we dry it, evaluate it, and complete this section before we continue with the rest of our haircut. Once dried, our first job is to start to connect in the areas we've disconnected at the mastodoid process. We're going to take a vertical section working in the center of our section. So essentially a vertical profile section. Once complete, we can remove all the veil sections. We're just going to leave the two top sections that we've isolated each side of the parting. We can now groom these sections down and make an assessment of how the shape fits in as one. These are the two sections we're going to leave for now. Whilst we cut the section underneath, we're still going to leave those top sections disconnected until the hair is dry. We're going to be utilising a point cutting technique to really break up the length and ensure that our transition is connected. We're not looking to connect this in a perfect way, it's more visual. Once completed, I'm going to now release these two sections and I'm not going to blend them in. I'm just going to wrap dry all the hair, get full control of the root areas. And when I come to texturise the hair and refine the length at the end, that's really when I'm going to look to connect in those two front sections. Once the haircut's dry, I use the mirror to really assess how my shape is sitting without any texturising to look where do I need to add. I've also put in two little clips here just to help keep the hair in the position I want it whilst I'm working. So we're going to work with a chipping technique where we pull it out using the length at the bottom as a guideline. I place my scissors and keep moving them repeatedly. But at the sides, we didn't have any shorter sections underneath, so we have to look at connecting the top into the bottom. And we'll do that working from the sides forward. Otherwise, we'll have a huge amount of weight travelling forward. And the haircut could sit looking really with an awkward contrast at the back to the front. So here you see I'm adopting the same technique I used at the back, but I'm working from the top below, whereas at the back I worked from underneath above. So you see it's the same technique, I'm just adopting it in a different way to suit the needs of the haircut. Here we have our end result, a really soft, naturally tapering shape, travelling from a longer to shorter, both externally and internally. We work from the nape, building up weight towards the occipital bone, while the length travels forward. The layers offer versatility and texture, making this style very commercially viable and interchangeable for a client's daily use. We really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching and we hope to see you again soon.